keep the momentum going versus my lowly Giants today. The Cowboys have won 14 of the past 15 meetings with the G-Men, but this game is at home, and we all know what that means lately. For just the second time in the Super Bowl era, the Cowboys have started 0-5 in Jerry's world, but it gets even worse. They've allowed more than 37 points a game at home this season, the second most by any team in the Super Bowl era, ahead of only the 1981 Baltimore Colts. They weren't even the Ravens then. Right now, Dallas is a 3.5-point favorite, according to ESPN Bet. Damien, do you feel like the Cowboys should be more heavily favored versus the Giants tonight?
Yeah. Did you see what the effort that the Giants put forth last week at home? Mm-hmm. It was pathetic, utterly pathetic. And listen, you could trace back to some of the moves that the Giants made that led to why the Giants performed that way at home. When you basically signal that, hey, we're going to jettison Daniel Jones because we don't want to pay any money. And the organization made this move before Thanksgiving. You've already told your team that, hey, we've given up on the season. Mm-hmm. So what are the players going to do? They're going to think that, okay, hell, if the front office is giving up on the season, then we've given up on the season. Mm-hmm. And so if you're the Dallas Cowboys, with all the things that's going on, oh, by the way, you had a really good win on the road against the Washington Commanders. If you can't come home, okay, and beat down a lowly, pathetic New York Football Giants team at home, then I don't know what else to say about the Dallas Cowboys, because they're a better football team than the Giants, and they should show it today in prime time.
I'm going to steal a line from Stephen A. I don't care. I think I'll be napping during this one. I don't. Here's what I will say. The Cowboys should win this game, but it's a different quarterback that the Giants will have, Drew Lock, the number 2 who was passed over for Tommy DeVito. So any trepidation there, like this might be, the Giants might catch him off guard? No? All right.
Well, Molly, what she referencing what I said on Get Up this morning, I'm like, me. Yeah, I literally said that I'm going to eat in the Detroit-Chicago game. Yeah. I'm going to have the itis during the Dallas Giants game.
Yeah, lay it down.
Right, like who
Shut
really,
it down.
Like who really wants to watch that one?
Molly and Brian Custer, that's what
Yeah.
Stephen A.
Well, what we're really talking about here is, the Giants are awful. We know this. The New York newspapers are alluding to the potential of it being Black Friday because obviously the GM and the head coach could be fired in the event that the Giants get romped today. When I look at the Dallas Cowboys, they're 0-5 at home this year. I mean, that ends today. They're winning today. They're going to finally win a home game for the first time in a while because the Giants are just trash, and we understand that. Even on Thanksgiving, we can't avoid saying that because obviously once you eat, obviously you got to throw some stuff in the garbage and you take out the trash. The Giants are in there. They're right in there with them. Wow. Okay, so we have to understand that. There's no way to avoid it. All right? And the reason why we can say that about the Giants is because we're not just questioning their ineptitude. We're questioning their effort. And when you get to question both, it's bad enough that you can't play, but then you're showing that you don't want to play. And the lack of enthusiasm to play the game of football isn't about its head coach, who's a former coach of the year. It's about a GM that was feeling himself, and it's about an ownership that hasn't been called to the carpet for the level of ineptitude that they've exhibited over the last couple of decades. They've gone, listen, what have they done since they won the Super Bowl in 2011? We lamented that just the other day. They've done nothing. And this is a franchise that we used to consider to gold standard or in the